expected to pick a fight with someone this dangerous. But while the standoff continued, suddenly, the factory's iron gate erupted with a deafening crash, followed by a second, then a third. At this, the crowd erupted in panic. The zombies outside were battering the gate. What is going on? Why are the zombies suddenly rampaging? Panic spread like wildfire. Scarface had no time for that. Together with several thugs, used their bodies and debris to desperately brace the buckling gate. But there were too many zombies. The gate was badly dented from the impacts, the latch groaning under the strain, on the verge of collapse. Despair gripped everyone. My parents shook with terror, gripping my hand tightly. I glanced over. It was an old, rusted iron gate. A bold idea formed in my mind. Then, gripping the steel pipe, under everyone's shocked stares, I headed for the gate. "What are you doing? You'll get yourself killed." One of the thugs bracing the door yelled at me. I ignored him and pressed my palm directly against the cold, corroded metal. Then, as everyone watched in disbelief, a miracle occurred. That dented, battered iron gate, as though time itself reversed, gradually smoothed out, even the warped frame straightening. In mere seconds, a gleaming steel door stood before them, against the zombies' assault. The door held firm, emitting only dull thuds. The entire workshop fell deathly silent. Everyone stared at me dumbfounded. Scarface's mouth hung open, forgetting his broken wrist entirely. He pointed at me, stammering, Your power is repair?" I couldn't be bothered to explain. I withdrew my hand and looked at him coldly. Strength is the only currency that matters in the apocalypse. My ruthlessness just now, combined with this miraculous display, had completely shattered Scarface's resolve. He looked at me, and his eyes held no more greed, only deep, gut-wrenching fear. "Be big brother." I had no idea who I was dealing with. "A man of your stature. Please don't hold this against me." I didn't say a word. I just walked over to my parents. My mother looked at me, her eyes conflicted, proud, worried, and almost like she didn't quite recognize me. I took her hand and gave her a reassuring look. "Mom, don't worry, I've got you." Then, from that massive backpack, I pulled out a self-heating rice meal, a sausage, and a bottle of water. I handed them over. "Mom, Dad eats something first." The smell of food instantly grabbed everyone's attention. Those survivors, starving for God knows how long, stared at the food in my parents' hands, with loud gulps, their eyes filled with desperate hunger. Scarface and his crew couldn't take their eyes off it. In an apocalypse where food was worth more than gold, my casual abundance stunned them even more than fixing the gate. When I was done, I turned back to Scarface. "From now on, I'm running this place." My voice wasn't loud, but everyone heard it clear as day. Scarface's face twitched. Finally, he hung his head in defeat. Taking over the factory stronghold went smoother than I expected. Against overwhelming power and endless supplies, Scarface's little authority fell apart instantly. I didn't kick them out. In the apocalypse, people are a resource too. I put them on guard duty and zombie cleanup. I'd handle food and logistics. Every day, I'd lock my